When I was young, I wanted to grow up to be a dancer or a pathologist. There was one side of me that loved the freedom and creativity of dance, and the other side that wanted to dissect dead things and analyze and know the world through science. Even at a young age, I had the sense that somehow these two things were mutually exclusive, and that I was going to have to choose between being creative or being a scientist. I chose to be a dancer, but when I grew older, I looked back and I wondered, why did I feel like I had to choose? And not just choose between two professions, but choose between being creative or being scientific. And what I realized is that we put creativity in a silo over here in the arts, and then science lives in another silo over here. We are indeed in a race between education and catastrophe. Everywhere we look, we see more evidence of a new crisis: water, food, energy, healthcare. Fill in the blank with your personal favorite crisis. What can a dancer do in the face of that? Finding solutions is so imperative, and now I have a daughter. What can a parent do? The United States is ambitiously leading this race towards catastrophe. We rank #1 in the world in resource consumption, and in terms of education, we rank 23rd in science. Clearly, the race is on. These crises demand that we build a bridge between creativity and science. And this I can do. I discovered that movement is the perfect way to teach science and creativity simultaneously. And I personally was thrilled to not have to choose anymore. So I wrote this curriculum that teaches national standards for 3rd through 5th grade, all taught through hands-on experiments and movements. I'm going to show it to you now. I'm going to bring some scientists on to help me. And we're going to begin by including you for a moment. I'm going to put a question up on the screen, and when you see the answer that you think is correct, I want you to respond by clapping twice. So let's just practice all together once. Quickly, clap twice. Ooh, very good. Okay, so here we go. A sound wave travels fastest through which state of matter? If you think the right answer is solid, clap twice. If you think the right answer is liquid, clap twice. And if you think the right answer is gas, clap twice. How'd they do? So instead of telling you the answer, we're going to show you. So you'll see that they are now representing gas molecules, and we'll send a sound wave through and see how long it takes. Go. And now molecules in a liquid, which we know are closer together. Go. And now solid, which we know are densely packed. Go. The right answer is? Solid! I've been testing this curriculum for 2 years, and I'm seeing two things happen. Kids that are non-traditional learners that don't perform well in the current model can engage the information and process it in a way that they can't do sitting in a desk. So instead of trying to remember, what did I read in that book about a sound wave, they have this experience in their bodies and they understand why solid is the right answer. The second thing that I see happening is those kids who do perform well in the traditional model understand that science isn't just about memorizing facts. So, for example, gravity. We want to get these kids inside the idea and connect their minds with their bodies. So what you're going to see now is a glimpse inside a lesson on gravity. Let's show them what a jump on the moon looks like. 1, 2, 3. And a jump on the Earth. 1, 2, 3. And a jump on Jupiter. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, scientists. It is so important that we offer opportunities to our children to be creative so that they can uncover their natural strengths and abilities. When I go into a classroom, I can always spot those kids who are not being served in the traditional model, and they're struggling to find their way. And what I want to tell them is there's nothing wrong with you, and that we just have to discover what your superpower is, and I promise you that you have one, and that we'll find it. And then I also see those kids who do perform well. They function just fine in the traditional model. And they're likely to believe that their high test scores are going to prepare them for life. And what I want to say to them is, in this rapidly changing, complex world, it's your ability to adapt and be creative that's going to be your greatest asset. I chose 3rd through 5th grade because during this formative time is when kids are deciding who they're going to be. Am I smart or not? Am I athletic or not? Creative or not? We need to actively help them unlock their potential during this critical time. Do you remember being in school? What I remember most, honestly, is sitting at my desk, doodling, daydreaming, punctuated by isolated moments of inspiration. And I want so much more for my daughter. There's so much more possible. It's essential that we move our focus towards harnessing our human resources. Children, they're brimming with movement. Science is movement. Volcanoes erupt. Molecules contract and expand. Patterns emerge. Eventually, they emerge. When I look at the complex challenges that we face, and then I walk into the classroom and I see their boundless potential, I'm so hopeful about what they'll create for our future. And they might even have fun doing it. Thank you. Take a bow.